Uh, yeah. Uh,
How
here's
you
another
doing?
one.
Welcome to the late night show. I'm Kiara, and today we're going to have two guests, Keon Flight and Jasmine Coburnell. They are here to talk about the advanced placement exam. They're going to give you guys some strategies on the multiple choice and your free response and all of that goody woody stuff. So right now I'm going to read you guys this poem called To an Inconstant One, and they're going to answer the questions that go along with it. I loved thee once, I'll love no more. Thine be the grief as is the blame. Thou art not what thou hast before. What reason I should be the same? He that can love unloved again, hates better store of love than brain. God send me love, my debts to pay, while unthrust fool their love away. Nothing could have my love rethrone, if thou hast still continued mine. Yet if thou hast remained thy own, I might perchance have yet been thine. But thou thy freedom dost recall, that if thou might out elsewhere enthrall. And then how could I but disdain a captive's captive to remain? Get away from the camera. When new desires had conquered thee and changed the object of thy will, it had been meagerly in me, not consistency to love thee still. Yet it had been a sin to go and prostitute affection so. Since we are taught no prayers to say to such as must to prayers to pray. Yet do thou glory in thy choice of his good fortune boast. I'll neither grieve nor yet rejoice to see him gain what I have lost. The height of my disdain shall be to laugh at him, to blush for thee, to love thee still, but go no more a begging at a beggar's door. I'm sorry, you guys, for the interruption, but my little brother just fell down the steps. Okay, so with the strategies,
Wait. First, before we do the strategies, we will have to identify the words that we do not understand.
oh, I'm sorry, yeah, because it was a lot of words, like food.
Yeah, because I don't even know what they're saying.
The first word I'm going to go over is folly. It means lack of good sense.
Can you spell that out for our audience? I'm sure they don't know how to spell that.
Folly. The second word is demeaned. To do something that is beneath one's dignity. Constancy. The quality of being faithful or dependable. Unthrifts. Not using money or other resources carefully. Wasteful. Disdain. The feeling that someone or something is unworthy of one's consideration or respect. Perchance. Perhaps, maybe, possibly.
Okay, so after you do that, you should try to break down the passage so you can know what you read.
So I'm going to break down one stanza for you all. I love you once, I'll love no more. You be the grief as is the blame. You are not what you was before. What reason should I be the same? He that can love unloved again has better store of love than brain. God send me love, my debts to pay, while unthrust fool their love away. So basically, in this first stanza, some the character in this poem, the speaker in this poem is in love, and their lover has changed. So basically, the speaker in the poem is saying that their lover is a fool for throwing away their love for them. So that's basically what the first stanza is saying. But I'm gonna move on to the questions.
Strategy.
I'm sorry, yes, the strategies to answering the question.
Okay, so let's go down. While answering the multiple choice questions, remember that it's always best to read carefully through the questions to make sure that you understand what it's asking you.
Remember to look for keywords and phrases.
Try coming up with your own answer before looking at the answer choices, and also use process elimination, which means canceling out answers that you know are incorrect.
Okay. Question 46. The speaker's question in line 4 is justified based on the logic of reciprocal action, reverse psychology, ends justifying means, trial and error, or mutual consensus. Line 4 says, what reason I should be the same. I'm going to read the line before that. Thou art not what thou wast before. What reason should I be the same?
So what it's basically asking you is what type of question it was and what's the purpose. Answer?
The answer is A.
Okay, I think the answer is A because reciprocal is like the opposite.
The reciprocal is reciprocal is like
it's the opposite of something.
You
so
did
which
something,
means
so I'm gonna
do it. Right, okay, cool. 47. In line 5, the speaker refers to one who A. falls in and out of love repeatedly, B. consistently falls in love with those who spurn his affection, C. basically considers himself unworthy of love, D. tends to love those who are rejected by others, E. continues to love someone who no longer loves him.
The answer is E. Continue to love someone who no longer loves them.
Did you go back to line 5?
Yeah.
Someone say how did you get E?
How did you come up with E?
Well, I would assume E because basically, can I see this? Because in line 5 it says, "He that can love unloved again." So basically, it's basically saying that he loves somebody, but the person doesn't love him back. So it would be E. Continues to love someone who no longer loves him.
I can see that. In context, the word store in line 6 most nearly means A. knowledge, B. state, C. supply, D. quality, E. memory. I'm going to read line 6. Hate better store of love than brain.
Can you go over the answer choices again?
A. knowledge, B. state, C. supply, D. quality, E. memory.
Can I see that from again? So supply one. Oh, so basically, if you put the word in there, supply. Wait. Has better supply of love than brain, which means he loved him more than he actually thought about.
Yeah, so basically he better supply better supply that love than some brain. And 49. The second stanza, lines 9 through 16, suggests a relationship between A. spiritual physical love, B. fantasy and reality, C. autonomy and possession, D. fate and free will, E. companionship and loneliness. Okay, let me read line 49 for you all. Nothing could have my love, O airy throne, if you have still continued mine. Yeah, if you have remained your own, I might perchance have yet been yours. But you, your freedom, do recall that it your might elsewhere enthrall. And then how could I but this thing, this captive to remain?
Okay, so the answer would be C because anatomy means what is anatomy? Anatomy is basically like saying freedom, and possession is you're holding me hostage. Like, let me.
Okay, so question 50. I'm sorry. Of the following best phrases, lines 11 through which of the following best paraphrases, lines 11 through 12? If you had remained true to yourself, I might perhaps still be yours. If you had not kept to yourself, I might have known you better. If you have not changed, I might not have changed either. If you had stayed with me, I might have remained loyal to you. If you had not left, I might have possibly asked for your hand and merged. Hold on, what line was that?
11 through 12.
11 through 12. Yeah, if thou hast remained thy own, I might perchance have yet thou been thine.
So, I would say that the answer is A, simply out of common sense. Because basically, if you put it in the way we speak today, the line is basically saying, it's saying exactly what choice A says. Well, yeah, the line is basically saying exactly what choice A said. If you had remained true to yourself, I might perhaps still be yours, which is basically it. So I would have to go with A.
Okay. Question 51. The object of thy will, line 18, refers to the lover's A, romantic interest, B, sense of self-purpose, C, disciplined approach to life, D, need for independence, E, headstrong nature. I'm sorry, that was it. So let me go back to lines 19 to 24. It had been leaguer in me, not consistency to love thee still. Yet it had been a sin to go, in prostitute of affection so. A, romantic interest. B, sense of self-purpose. C, disciplined approach to life. D, need for independence. E, headstrong nature.
Well, I'm not really sure, but I know it has nothing to do with headstrong nature. And I also know it has nothing to do with sense of self-purpose. So it would be either A, C, or D. Being as though I know it's not disciplined approach to life because he said nothing about life. He's pretty much talking, and because I know he's pretty much talking about love, I would say A, romantic interest.
Okay. 52. In lines 19 through 24, the speaker explains that he would have A, disrespected his lover by remaining loyal to her out of a sense of duty rather than love. B, disappointed his lover if he had fallen in love with someone else. C, demeaned love by staying with his lover out of passivity rather than affection. D, denied himself true love by settling on the first woman available to him. Or E, shortchanged himself if he had encountered another woman not good enough for him.
Really, if I remember correctly. Can you go back to the line?
Which lines was it? 19
and 24.
It had been leaguer in me, not consistency to love thee still, yet it had been a sin to go, and a prostitute affection so.
Because I know legalistic means lazy, pretty much laziness, I would have to say that the answer would be, I would have to say it would be C, because demean means
to do something that is beneath one's dignity.
He's basically saying it would be like going against himself, and he didn't feel he wanted to do that.
Okay. 53. In the final stanza, the speaker claims that he will A, support his lover in her choice of a new lover. B, maintain a measured sense of detached from his lover and her new suitor. C, win his lover back from a new suitor. D, reveal and criticizing the faults of his lover, new suitor. E, try to keep himself from feeling too sad to lose of his lover. I'm going to go back and read stanzas 25 through 32. You have to go to the bathroom. Yet do thou glory in thy choice of his good fortune and boast. I'll neither grieve nor yet rejoice to see him gain what I have lost. The height of my disdain shall be to laugh at him, to blush for thee, to love thee still, but go no more a begging at a beggar's door. I got this question, y'all. The answer choice will be B, which is maintain a measured sense of detached from his lover and new suitor. The last stanza is basically saying in modern terms, since though you moved on to somebody else, I'm not going to be a hater and or try to steal you from him. I'm gonna step back, fall back, and I'm going to let y'all do y'all. I'm gonna do me from a distance. So that's basically what the last stanza was saying. So he basically maintained detach himself from her. Line 54. In the final stanza, lines 25 to 32, the speaker's attitude toward his situation is best described one of A, deep remorse, B, firm acceptance, C, vindictive anger, D, ambivalent concern, E, arrogant defiance. We'll wait till Keon come back to answer the question. Oh, and here she is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had an emergency.
Here, 54.
In the final stanza, last 25 and 32. You do know your paper is cut off, don't you?
Yes, I'm positive. I'm sure.
The speaker's attitude toward his situation is best described. I'm supposing this is supposed to say as one of. Let's go back to 25 and 32. Yet do thou glory in thy choice of his good fortune boast. I'll neither grieve nor yet rejoice to see him gain what I have lost. The height of my disdain shall be to laugh at him, to blush for thee, to love thee still, but go no more a begging at a beggar's door. Okay, so the author's attitude, which is also tone, I would have to say B.
Correct.
Well, I kind of figured it was B because he was basically accepting his situation. He wasn't mad about it. He
Right.
didn't really care. It was like, okay,
You
this is
on,
what it is,
right.
so I have no
All right,
other
so
choice.
next question. You can read it to the audience.
The poem can best be described as the speaker's A, attack on youth and folly, B, plea for love, C, lament over the death of his lover, D, argument for the merits of remaining unattached, or E, defense of his thoughts and actions.
And lament means a passionate expression of grief.
Okay.
Would you like to answer?
I'll answer it. Okay. I want to say, let me read this one more time. I'm going to go with E, defense of his thoughts and actions, because he was basically explaining himself, was basically explaining, the reasons why he's going to move on and why, what was going on in the situation. So, when you're in defense, you're basically trying to take up for yourself. Oh, since you did this, I'm going to do this. Like in stanza, when he asks, thou art not what thou was before, what reason should I be the same? Basically he was like, oh, since you're doing this, I'm going to do that. So basically that's what he's doing in the whole poem, explaining himself. So now we're going to move on to the second portion, the free response. Welcome back. We are ready to do the free response.
The most important themes in literature are sometimes developed in scenes in which a death or deaths take place. Choose a novel or play and write a well-organized organized essay in which you show how a specific death scene helps to eliminate the meaning of the work as a whole. Avoid mere plot summary.
Okay, so can you give us some strategies to use when trying to answer a free response question?
Yes. Strategy number 1, understand the question. Number 2, choose a text that you would like to write about.
That, I guess a text that best fits the prompt. Okay, I understand.
Yes. Number 3, jot down ideas to help you form a thesis statement. Number 4, don't forget to answer the whole question, or you will not receive credit.
Okay. A good text that will go with that prompt will be about death. Will be the play fences.
By
I don't know. So what you would the approach that I would use to answer that prompt is how Troy was a burden on everyone. I would start the essay off explaining how Troy was a burden on everyone, and how they wasn't able to live the life that they wanted because of him. And then I will go on to talk about what happened, what changed in their life, and the different effects after, what affected the family after he died, to go along with that prompt.
Okay. Well, that's about it. I mean, it is 9:30.
Now it is 9:30, and that is the ending of our show. Thank you for tuning in to the late night show. I am your host, Kira Chase, and we are...